What's good with it? Your boy back with another one. And initially, I was gonna come last week complaining about how trash the markets was. Cause I ain't gonna lie, Wednesday was the most trashiest day ever. But Thursday, market opened up. Friday, it did its thing too, and I was able to reflect on the whole week, my whole trading week, and I was like, you know what, it was all my fault. I'm so used to trading a certain type of way, but I realized that you got to come to you got to come to the markets, and you got to have a different approach. Sometimes you can have your strategy, you can have your setups that you trade, but you need to adapt when it comes to these markets, because the markets are adapting. It ain't how it used to be. Like, the knowledge that people gain from trading, the market utilize it against you. So if you have a strategy to where you wait till it close on a certain point, guess what it's gonna do? Well, that's what it's been doing. It's been retracing 100% all the way to a person's stop loss, and then boom, it'll go back up, or it'll retrace 110 to 20%, and then it'll turn around. Or it'll close above and then just turn around and just start selling for the rest of the day. That's the type of stuff that market been doing. Or say if you've been looking at the 1 minute chart or the 30-second charts, because that's what I was looking at. Most people don't look at that, but the smaller time frames build foundation for the higher time frames. But I was noticing something. Like on the smaller time frames, market will close under a certain point, and then within the next 3-minute candle, market to just explode up past that point and then just trend, or it was just whoopsawing and just doing all types of crazy stuff. So I learned to expand my horizon on how I'm looking at the markets, and you can't be dedicated to one time frame too much. That's another thing. Now on the higher time frames, you stand a better chance because those levels are going to hold a lot more better. But when you looking at the 1 and the 3-minute candle, you got to know how to switch it up, because it'll help you see your levels a lot better. And I'm speaking on the behalf of a scalper, because I scalp. If you still a scalper because you got to close the trade, by the end of the day. But the people that like to hold long term, so you get in there and you probably put a 20-point stop loss, and your take profit probably somewhere else. You probably better off to just walk away and then just come back and then take profit or whatever will be hit. But I've been adapting. I've been more responsible about my trade. And another thing, when you get out here in these markets, whatever you do, it's gonna be up to you. A person could show you the ropes, they could show you the way. Trust me, I know. I've been trading with my girl. I've been trying to show her, how to basically generate this income, even to the point to where I helped her get funded, and then she doing some crazy shit, doing Hail Mary trades and stuff like that, losing 1,200 in one day. Like, why is you doing that when the market's looking trash? Pissing me off. But I realize if you don't earn your way to your profits, guess what you gonna do? You gonna lose it at the end of the day. When you have a foundation to where you discipline and you constantly could generate something over and over again, guess what you gonna have in the end? You gonna have them same funds plus more, because it's something that you earn. You earned that status. It's not artificial. It wasn't something that was given to you off of somebody else's signals, if you get what I'm saying. Like when I trade, I could go and draw down real bad, but I'm not emotional. It's like I accept accountability now a lot better when it comes to trading. But I don't know, I just wanted to share some settlements of my maturity when it comes to trading, because it ain't been easy out there. But the market do have its days. Some days it's consolidate, some days it's go trend, and you just got to be ready. And the market it'll on you. You might take a lot of losses. You might have to take some steps back. You might even have to not trade for a little while sometimes, because it may take that. But at the end of the day, long as you getting yourself right, long as you sticking to certain principles and you staying grounded on your rules and sticking to a certain process and adapting, anybody could be consistent. The market got to go somewhere. It got to go up or down. You just got to be dedicated. And I got to get back to my journaling. The market was consolidating so bad, I stopped journaling. I just started freestyling, just trying to get on there and catch setups and stuff like that, which was terrible. But the end of the week, how I approached everything, and me being more cordial, I was able to see some maturity. I was able to see some progress, and I was like, what, I got to get back to this documentation. And that's what I did. I documented everything in the past that I haven't documented, so that was my punishment. So now this week, I got to really get back on my P's and Q's, even if I'm not trading gold, because gold is the only thing that I really document. At least I got a foundation. If gold looking right, I'm gonna trade it. But if it's ES, I'm not documenting ES. If I could catch a good setup on ES, I'm gonna take it and run with it. But other than that, I really like to focus on gold. But I appreciate y'all locking in with your boy. I'll definitely be back with another one, because I do this every day. I'm really a full-time trader at this point with a part-time job. But I appreciate y'all locking it with me. I'll be back with another one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And how y'all doing out there if y'all want to share? If not, it's okay. We still gonna get to this money. Peace.